These are the actual sizes. What you see is what you get. Trying to bring back what my memory was of the late 50s, early 60s of the one I grew up in. This is one of our triple-decker sandwiches. This is called the Franklin Avenue. It's corned beef, Swiss cheese, pastrami, coleslaw, and Russian dressing. Everything here is steamed out. You cannot get a cold corned beef sandwich here. And this is house cured. Everything here is large. We do big portions. There's no little food here. You gotta be ready to eat. That's why I go through so many takeout containers. This is the apple turnover, which at this store has become very popular very quickly. The food comes over to the table and people are like, wow, look at that. We do a lot of matzo balls here. There aren't a lot of people left that do what we do. People would say the Jewish deli is dead, but I keep building stores and doing business. I think that if your food isn't good, maybe that it's dead. Come on over to Radin's, you'll enjoy the food. Hope to see you soon. We're in Cherry Hill, and I wanted to not retire, but make my life a little easier. This is the challah French toast, which is not your typical French toast, and we make the challah here. It's actually deep fried, and that's one order. You get 6 pieces in an order. I grew up in a store. The Radin stores started. My grandfather had 5 brothers, and they were all in the business. The first store in the early 1900s was actually in Manhattan. This is probably overall one of the more popular sandwiches, the corned beef special. Everybody in the Philly, South Jersey area likes their coleslaw and Russian dressing on everything. Corned beef is our #1 volume item. A couple pickles on the plate, and then people get a side dish with it. The most popular side dish is the potato pancakes. I was at famous 4th Street for 19 years. A lot of the politicians would come there. On election day, they'd all have lunch. That was like a famous 4th Street tradition. We met a lot of people over the years. President Obama's been there. Governors have been there. Al Gore, when he was vice president, was there. It was a pretty neat thing. I sold Famous. I wanted to put a store together that had very different look than Famous. I wanted to build a store of my memory of one of the last Radin stores in Brooklyn that my family had. This is a Novi whitefish salad combination platter. So it's the smoked salmon, the whitefish salad. I tried to keep it very traditional to the Jewish style delicatessen. Corned beef, pastrami, brisket, smoked fish. I say, well, it's a corned beef and pastrami store. That's kind of how I would portray what I do. For me, it's very personal because people would say, well, what is Radin's? I said, well, it doesn't mean anything to anybody except me. That was my family's history, and I had a lot of this memorabilia to go along with it. Listen, it could have been called anything as long as the food was good. You know, people would come. Yeah, I'm still in it. I'm overseeing the food. I'm making sure that it's right. If you don't watch your business, you don't have a business.
Welcome to Mom and Pa's Tex-Mex Barbecue. Let's make tacos great again. There's not a lot of Tex-Mex in the area. There's a lot of traditional Mexican, and there's a lot of Mexican fusion. So I think that's what sets us apart.
It is outstanding. I'm going to steal some of his when he's not looking.
I'm the owner, but I play many roles here at Mom and Pa's, down to dishwasher, taking out the trash, cooking food, whatever's needed. I was everything. I started this business and named it after my parents. I originated in South Texas and northern Mexico and made my way up to New Jersey. I wanted to do something to honor my parents and the sacrifices that they endured to bring their family to a different country and to be able to afford us a better opportunity than they had. My father passed away from cancer back in 2013. My mom survived cancer twice. And I really wanted to show my roots and honor them and thank them for what they did to give us a better life. Before my father passed away, he wanted to purchase a food truck for me because he knew my love for cooking and our style of cuisine, how much I missed certain items that we had back home that weren't readily available to me here. So we started that in 2015, and by 2018, I went full-time with the food truck. I was looking for something outside of just season. We do events all over the place, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We do about 100 events a year. We're on the food truck. This is our signature empanada. It's filled with cream cheese, shredded cheese, chicken, bacon, and red bell pepper. It's amazing. Not non-alcoholic pina colada served in the pineapple. We core out the pineapple. We use the same pineapple, pina colada mix, coconut water, and ice. We opened in 2015. We were looking around and we happened to come across Rancocas Woods. As soon as I saw the area, it's something that I fell in love with, and we've been here ever since.
I got the brisket breedable. It's always good. I've never had a bad meal here.
Our menu consists of a few different proteins. We have the smoked brisket, grilled chicken, grilled veggies, fish, and shrimp. You can have it as a burrito bowl, nachos, a salad, tacos. Our famous triple-decker quesadilla. Put sharp yellow cheddar, smoked brisket, grilled chicken, and Monterey Jack cheese. It doesn't cook right unless you smack it at least once. With the triple-decker, you're gonna get a chipotle mayo, sour cream, pico de gallo, and our own jalapeno crema, if you like a little bit of spice. For our tacos, we make our own flour tortillas. We make them a Tex-Mex way, which includes the cheese, lettuce, pico de gallo, sour cream. One of our most popular dishes is the birria tacos. Along with the birria tacos, I'll just like bite into a brisket taco, and I feel like I'm in heaven. Mad also likes the brisket taco. She likes her tortilla well done, though. Don't forget it. One thing that I've been holding on to for a long time, and I finally released it a couple weeks ago, was a birria cheese stick. But it's something that people ask for all the time because of all the flavors. One of the things that we're known for is our smoked brisket. A lot of people use different types of woods for smoking. Where I grew up, we had a plethora of mesquite trees in my backyard, so I stuck to my mesquite smoked brisket. So it's something that's a little bit different.
It's delicious.
99% of the items that we put out, we try to make as much as we can here. When it comes to sourcing product, we try to support as much local as possible. Every once in a while, I sit down and I just bite into a brisket taco, and it reminds me why I started this, what we're doing, and why people like us so much.
We've also become, over the years, as you could imagine, quite a destination bakery. It was in the first season. It was the 4th episode for the bakery part of the filming of that show, in the Bear. The gentleman was walking around just looking for some inspiration. He wanted to bring baked goods into what they were doing over there. He happened to stroll past my window and see a bunch of donuts and get some inspiration from that. They had a bunch of special donuts they wanted me to make. I had a lot of friends and family reaching out to me after they saw that, and things like that are very, very important to a small business. You have to keep your name out there. We've been around since 1907. My great-grandfather started out on Chicago and Wells, 2 horse and wagons, which was a huge deal back then. I often think about him. You gotta have a lot of courage to do that, to come to a new country, probably didn't speak the language. Great-grandfather was John Charles Roeser Sr., my grandfather, John Charles Roeser Jr., and then my father, John Charles Roeser III, and now you have me. And now I have a son, John Charles Roeser V. He's gonna be 5 in July, though, so it'll be a while until we know what he's trying to do. My great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father, I'm just trying to make them proud. That's a lot of the reason I do this. We're Roeser's Bakery. It's been a staple in the neighborhood since 1911. We are a full-line retail bakery, so our specialty for the past 30, 40 years has been custom cakes, but we do everything. We do sweet rolls, we do coffee cakes, we do donuts, we do cookies. We're in Humboldt Park. When my great-grandfather opened this business here, it was mostly Western European. After a couple decades, it changed more to Eastern European, and then after 40, 50 years, it's changed more to Puerto Rican. From every generation, we've kept a little bit of everything that people have liked, the most popular things at least. Linzer torts, those are Austrian. We have kolaczkis out there, that's Eastern European, more Polish. We have pastelillos de guayaba for the Puerto Rican people. We're here to serve anybody in the neighborhood, and we're here to serve them with a smile on our faces, and we're here to serve them what they want. Depends on the week, but I work every single day, 5 or 6 a.m. to 6 or 7 p.m., and I love what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do. I love being the go-to guy. I love having all the weight on my shoulders. It just takes a lot of hard work to own a business, especially a food business. And my great-grandfather, John Charles Roeser Sr., started that. He came from Germany by way of England, and he almost went the other way. He almost went to Australia instead. Leap to take, and it takes a lot of hard work. Everybody knows that Chicago is the place to be for food, and not just the deep dish pizza, but all kinds of food. It's world-class, really.
You're watching Bite Size Coast to Coast.
When you come here, it's an experience.
The scenery is really a shock. As you drive, you see the nature, and then there's this little place called Café 27 you can walk into and have a little breakfast or lunch.
I like the Treehouse vibe. It just seems very authentic looking, and it just looked like this place was always here.
It is an American diner with a 21st century cosmopolitan touch on it. So it's welcoming other culture into it, which is an American tradition anyway. I found that there was a breakfast street food in Morocco that really was close to the American taste. And then we incorporated that, and it was a hit. The Persian crispy rice waffle with 2 poached eggs and pastrami and Hollander sauce on it. That one is a hit too.
It's a very good collection of different types of food, mostly American stuff like the things you're used to, but a lot of other super delicious dishes. The food is delicious and the view looks spectacular, so it's nice to have a brunch with a view.
This is my favorite spot now. I will come here like a million times just because the way I feel. So peaceful, so relaxing.
Nature is something you need to just boost yourself spiritually. You are in Santa Monica National Park. It has beautiful scenery. It's actually part of the experience.
To make LA signature bagel is a very long journey. It goes way beyond just slicing the bagel and putting your common toppings. The new trend, and we're building it to be a LA trend, is ripping and dipping.
What makes this different is just the stuffing inside. But they also have like a pizza-oriented bagel, so pepperoni, and I haven't seen that before neither.
My sister picked it out from TikTok. It looked delicious, so we came out to try it. It's worth the hype.
Location-wise, we're very central in LA, in between West LA and downtown and Hollywood, which kind of represent the diverse LA culinary scene and culture. So I think this is a perfect space where we think about and develop what LA-style things are.
Thank you so much. I think it's so nice that you could feel it and share.
We have our fresh bagel line, where we make about tens of different chimiers. You're supposed to rip it with your hand and dunk it into different types of chimiers. Second category is our chef sandwich line. We use locally sourced Californian-style craft sandwiches. Third category is our stuffed bagels. We dunk it into a garlic butter and fill with garlic cream cheese. We also have variation like spicy habaneros, and we also have pizza Calic Bagels. And we're very, very well known online for that.
I think it started seeing on TikTok, went viral. Then it came here and tried it multiple times, so it's my third time here.
Just the way they prepare it is different. I thought it was gonna be like tough to eat, but like we picked it, like 2 bagels was easy to like share between the 3 of us.
We did a lot of years and years of research of what Asian baking technique is and what is traditional Jewish and New York style baking technique is. And we want to make fundamentally different bagels to make the everyday bagel experience more fun.
We're back on Bite Size Coast to Coast.
I think I've tried almost everything in here.
Business was just crazy. Like droves and droves of people, and it's just coming and coming and coming. But it took about 2 weeks before people started mentioning we came here because of the bear. Everybody wanted to try it.
One of my personal favorite dishes, Pequod's deep dish.
No. It was a lot of fun. A few customers that I have now are actors on the bear. They liked it, so that says a lot. It tastes just as good as it looks, and you're just like, oh yeah. Your whole body just melts. You come in, you eat, you be happy, you fill up, and then you waddle your way out because you're stuffed. Pequod's opened in 1970 in Morton Grove. Burt Katz started it back then, named after the ship in Moby Dick, Pequod. The logo is a whale with a pair of women's underwear on his head. I'm sure it offends some people, but you know, it wasn't meant to be that way. Keith Jackson bought it from him in '87. He bought this place in '91, opened January '92, and we've been rolling along. Primarily is our deep dish. That's what we're known for. That's our signature pizza. That's got our signature caramelized cheese on the edge. Thick bready pie with a crispy bottom and a soft center. It's just different. I mean, all the places are good. Pan pizza, stuffed pizza, you know, deep dish pizza. Everybody has the same base. You know, it's a thicker pizza. It's gonna be a little on the breadier side. We are more on the extreme of that. I think the true pizza diehards will probably disagree that it's not pan, it's more deep dish. I think you're talking about semantics at that point. It's astonishing to this day for me to think about how much people spread the word. I don't advertise. It is word of mouth. It is, you lived here, you had it, you liked it, it was different, you had a good experience. So much information from people that are all over the world. We ship nationwide. Google Pequod's Pizza and I can't even imagine the amount of hits. And you go onto YouTube and you see every video that's ever been made. And I don't know where it's going to evolve. The plan for us is to try to just do the same thing. Get good service, get good people, get good help, keep it staffed. Whatever we can do to accommodate more people, just take care of what you do. For lack of a way to put it, this is the real deal.
What I love about barbecue is the gathering, is the community, is the sharing. And I just felt excluded. I just felt like that was something I could not participate in. And I felt like if I felt excluded, there had to be other people out there that felt the same way.
Wonderful. I would have it every day. This is my third time here. Yeah.
Super satisfying. Like I feel really satiated.
The Impossible Cut is something we have been working on for a long time. We did an event, but we didn't know their ovens. And we weren't familiar with their equipment. So we ended up burning it. And then it formed this incredible crust. And so we sauced it and rehydrated it, and it came out so beautifully.
So the goal with the menu was to pack as much flavor as possible into every single bite. So for example, the Impossible Cut only has 4 ingredients, and as does all of the things in the menu.
We have items that anybody can like. So I had a man come in and he's like, nope, I'm a meat eater. I said, do you like waffles? Yes. Do you like French fries? Yes. Do you like broccoli? Yes. So I convinced him to sit down and just try the things that he knows and likes. That's what's so fun about this, is introducing people to a different way of thinking and realizing that this isn't vegan food for vegans. This is just delicious food for everyone. We just want everybody to have a good time with friends and family who have different dietary restrictions. As many people around the table gathering, talking, sharing, laughing. That's the win.
We're back on Bite Size Coast to Coast.
People really love my food.
This is my prior life. I founded this company when I was 74. I built it out and started when I was 75. And I will be 78 in a couple of months. And I feel that being the CEO, being the CFO, being the COO, but being as well the lady who cleans up sometimes here is a great combination. And life is wonderful. We are here today at Gelato Picks. Gelato Picks is a shop which I founded in the years of COVID. I surfed the internet and came across a gelato course of the Gelato University in Bologna. And I signed up. So we learned how to make the initial gelato composition. Gelato is composed different than ice cream. Ice cream, like the name says, is predominantly water and some cream, while gelato is made with milk and a little bit of cream. And so this is where the famous gelato flavors come from: stracciatella, tiramisu, pistachio, and all that. That's what gelato makes as a difference.
I even put a thing on my website that said, I'm in search of spaghetti ice.
And so I said, yes.
And I said, okay, well, if it's good, then I'll keep coming and I'll stop my search.
Long story short, we talk a lot, and he comes every Saturday and has spaghetti gelato. Here's your spaghetti gelato. Enjoy it. My activity here and why I did this was to prove to myself and to everybody else you could still do it. There are plenty of opportunities where I think people after 65 can work, not only work and have a great life and feel the challenge and get out of bed in the morning with an interest and with a punch, but as well can contribute to our society.
The Philippines historically is just already a mix of cultures, and so I wanted to pay homage to that as being a woman of mixed heritage myself, and also just to the Philippines. Mestiza is a term meaning a woman of mixed heritage. I think that there's something really beautiful about how culture is constantly evolving, especially when expressed through food. Hospitality in Filipino is kind of synonymous. Filipinos very much express their kindness, warmth, generosity through food. Mestiza is really unique because we call it Filipino fusion. So I think people might wonder what really is traditional Filipino. So in my experience, what we often get here is a lot of fried foods, a lot of foods that are high in sodium, a lot of meat. What we wanted to do was offer something a little fresher, more healthy, but didn't lack the familiarity of Filipino flavors.
We're focused more on plants, plant forward. So our menu will show more plants, whole foods basically. Understanding Filipino cuisine it could be very heavy with meat. So we wanted to go ahead and just turn that around basically. We like our meat here, but we also want to make sure that knowing what I know about plants and vegetables and fruits, an opportunity to shine on the table. It's fresh, it's a little bit of funky, a little bit of sour, and then a little bit of sweet that we're kind of just mixing all together. We do have this chili oil sauce that uses 7 different types of peppers in it, and it's a 2-day process to make that we're super proud of.
Kamayan Feast, it's a Filipino tradition. It's a style of community eating. It's cooking together, it's eating together. Traditionally is a feast that's prepared and laid out on banana leaves to be eaten with your hands. I think Kamayan Feast are really a sensory experience, and I just think it really enhances the enjoyment. It really encourages laughter, conversation, just camaraderie.
We're in the job of making people happy, and that's my job right now. And I just want to feed everybody that comes through the door and just want them to leave with a smile. And also when it's communal and they don't know anybody, it's just like, you're just going to leave with friends, basically.
What's your favorite spot to grab a bite or two? Tell us on social media.